It's more than just football, it's orange power. 12 bowl game victories, 26 All-Americans, 2 members of the NFL Hall of Fame, and the 1988 Heisman Trophy winner. Can you feel it? Inside Cowboy Football starts right now.
It was a day of big plays made by big-time playmakers. Welcome to Inside Cowboy Football. I'm Dave Hunziker. Dez Bryant, the fabulous Oklahoma State sophomore with 4 touchdown receptions, including an 80-yarder. And on this day, the longest pass play for a touchdown in Oklahoma State history, courtesy of Zach Robinson and Jeremy Broadway. All the highlights of Oklahoma State's big win over Iowa State and the comments of head coach Mike Gundy when Inside Cowboy Football comes your way next.
It feels great to be on 8-1 knowing we done to get here. We all worked hard as a defense and offense as a whole group and came together and established this goal to being 8-1.
You're watching Inside Cowboy Football.
We're back on Inside Cowboy Football, joined by Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. And as we look at the Iowa State game, Coach, first of all, first possession of the game. You get Iowa State stopped defensively, then right down the field you go, and Stillwater native Bryant Ward, the fullback, on a 4th down gets his first career touchdown.
We had worked on that play for a couple weeks, and we were waiting until it presented the opportunity. And he had done a great job in practice and proved to us that he could execute the play. And he's a pretty good ball carrier. He kind of moves his way up in there in practice and had done a nice job. Now, I wasn't sure that it was going to be a 4th down call, but we had practiced it and had success with it. The players understood what we were trying to accomplish, and kind of my history on that and our history as an offensive staff is when you get in a crucial situation like that, go with whatever's worked well in practice. And it worked out for us on 4th down. So I was really happy for Bryant. You know, Bryant's kind of a union guy now. He's a hard worker and just continues to do everything we ask him, so it's nice he could score a touchdown.
Iowa State, though, comes back and immediately gets one of those 2 really long kickoff returns to set up their score. You know, what was going on in the kickoff coverage unit? Because that's very uncharacteristic. You'd not allowed a punt return or a kickoff return for more than 28 yards in conference play before they hit those.
Well, they did a great job of coaching. They had a good scheme against us. But our players and our coaches, we weren't very good this week. And we take a lot of pride in that, as you said. And our coaches, we got to have a better philosophy and a better scheme. And they got us. You know, there's weeks when we get other teams and we talk about great returns, but their staff got us in that area, and our players need to do a better job. We corrected some of the errors, and then some of our guys just got blocked down the field. We've got to get off blocks and make those plays, but it starts with our coaching staff first, and we'll make sure this week we have to work extremely hard because the next team sees that, and it's going to light their eyes up, so we'll have to make sure that we don't allow that to happen again.
The 2 teams traded turnovers late in the first quarter, traded 2 turnovers as a matter of fact, and then Dez Bryant gets involved and gets on his way to his huge game, 4 touchdown receptions.
Yeah, I was disappointed in our offense. Zach threw the ball right to a guy. I mean, he knows better than that. He understood what coverage it was and what the route was, and he got just a little bit greedy and tried to wait and throw the ball further downfield. He should have dumped it off. And then Kendall just turned it over. I think it was non-contact.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Those are uncharacteristic for us. And turnovers, as we all know, in the conference play especially, in these teams that we're playing, we can't afford to do that. We have to take better care of the football, take pride in the football. And defensively, we were great. I mean, they did a nice job of forcing some fumbles and tipping the ball and some interceptions. So I was really proud of our defense. As long as they continue to do that and give us more possessions, it gives us a great chance to win the game.
You know, I was talking about Dez Bryant. He had the 9 catches. Do you ever find yourself amazed by what he can do? A couple of the balls he wrestled away from a defender, and then the one big one, the 80-yarder. What happened there? He was a long way from anybody defensively.
Well, our offensive staff had come up with a nice plan, and they felt like that we could hit him on that route. And they dropped coverage on him. And so Dez obviously was able to run into the ball and take off. Zach made a nice throw. We had great protection. And he's a pretty good player, and each week he continues to perform at a high level. We still play him too many plays, but when he's not out there, it's just different because at any time if they choose to play single coverage or blitz and he's out there, there's a chance that we can take it all the way, and so he's very valuable to us in that area.
I'll 1st and 10, handoff to Hunter. Cuts back, now turning the corner left side, 35-40. Down the left sideline to midfield into Iowa State territory and knocked out of bounds at the Iowa State 45-yard line. 2nd and 7 from the Iowa State 27. Robinson, quick throw right side, caught by Bryant. Up the right sideline, first down to the 20, to the 15. Bryant Ward in at fullback, the front of the eye. It's a handoff to Ward up the middle, and he takes it into the end zone. Pistols firing. Fielded by Cox all the way back at the 2, right side 10, 15, 20. Breaks a tackle at the 22, down the right sideline, 30, 35. Iowa State with a 3-man line on 3rd and 7, and Robinson back to pass. He'll run it straight ahead, first down to the 40 and dropped. Robinson takes a shotgun snap, runs the option right, pitches it to Toasted, right side 30, 25-20, cuts inside at the 15 and is tackled at the 12-yard line of Iowa State. Wilson Newman in the contest, and Robinson takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws right side, caught by Bryant, runs through a tackle at the 1. Did he get it into the end zone? He did. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. The 12th of the year for Des Bryant. From the Iowa State 20, handoff to Robinson, right side, and he is smothered for a 2-yard loss back at the 19-yard line. 3rd and short, Oklahoma State from its own 30. Robinson runs the option right, pitches it to Toasted, first down, 35-40, cuts back to the center of the field to the 45. 2 receivers left, 1 right. 3-man rush, Arnaud back to pass, throws left side, it's intercepted by Parrish Cox. Cowboys from the Iowa State 44, and Robinson back to pass. Chase from the pocket, scrambling right. He can run it to the 40, 35, first down to the 30, and he stumbles down at the Iowa State 26. Zach takes the snap, drops back to pass, sets up, throws it deep down the near side for Des Bryant, and he makes the leaping catch. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Arnaud in the shotgun on 3rd and 7. Arnaud takes the snap, blitz coming, hit as he throws toward the end zone. The pass is intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by Terrence Anderson. 1st and 10 Cowboys from their own 20, and Robinson fakes a handoff, sets up, throws it deep over the middle for Des Bryant. He makes the catch, and he's gone. 20, 15, 10. Good night, Vienna. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. The 3rd for Des Bryant.
You're watching Inside Cowboy Football.
We're back on Inside Cowboy Football. At times this season, it almost seems frightening. The similarities between the game played by the Cowboys during the week and the game played 20 years ago by Barry Sanders during his record-setting Heisman Trophy campaign. Big day against Iowa State for Oklahoma State in this game on offense, and a big game for Barry Sanders against the Kansas Jayhawks 20 years ago.
Well, you know, Kansas had a little old back that we couldn't stop in the first half. I mean, he ran us, I can't remember the kid's name now, but little kid that ran wild on us. I can't remember Sands or one of those little backs they had, that pretty good player, and we couldn't stop him. Conversely, we kept on pumping the ball to Barry because we never felt really comfortable about the lead, and then it mounted, and again, it's one of the other Kansas schools, and once it started, it went big time. I mean, it got going, but we never felt real comfortable until the very latter stages, simply because Kansas was moving the ball on us. I really don't think Barry ever even. I don't think the records, the numbers. I don't even think it computed with him. I mean, not because he's not bright, because he's a bright person, but his mind just didn't work that way. I would imagine he's wanted to kind of get away from the media and go with his family or go shoot baskets with his buddies or something. I mean, I don't think the Heisman hype was mounting on him. There was more national media coming in there and he would do things with the media. He didn't really like doing a lot of things because he wanted again to point the finger at his teammates. I mean, he was really felt very strongly about that. I mean, virtually opened every post game with, "I want to credit my offensive lineman and our fullback Garrett Limerick." And the receivers and all that. I mean, he was. It wasn't phony with him. I mean, it was very genuine. Again, this is what made, among other things, Barry Sanders is the seriousness of his concern for his teammates.
continued, it becomes a broken record at this point. I mean, these teams had a hard time tackling him. College players could not get him, could not grasp him and get him down. He was just too strong and too fast. He had great flexibility, great balance, and it's just difficult for them to get him down.
Sanders had another record-setting day on November 12th. He shredded the Kansas defense for 312 yards and 5 touchdowns. Those 5 scores broke the single-season TD record for the season at this point. The Cowboys cruised to an easy 63-24 win over the Jayhawks.
Many may take the skill of punting for granted. Oklahoma State's coaching staff does not. Matt Fodge, the Cowboys senior punter, has improved tremendously, according to Cowboy coaches, during his 4 years in Stillwater. And Fodge is the subject of our front and center piece this week.
That's been my main focus the last couple of years is getting the hang time up, giving the coverage unit time to get down there and make the tackle, and pinning them on the side, inside the 20, angle kicking to the right and to the left, and I think that's really helped me become the punter that I am today.
And almost half of your punts have been downed inside the 10. How do you do that?
A lot of it is attributed to our coverage unit on the punt team, and they take a lot of pride in that, and they've helped me out. I get the ball off, and they go down there and make the tackles, and luckily it's worked out for us, and really when most of your punts are from the 50-yard line, because our offense has done so well this season, it's a little easier on me, but it's been a good year so far, and hopefully we can keep it up.
Speaking of the offense being so good, because of that, you don't get to punt very much. How do you stay in the game?
Just a lot of focus and staying loose out there. They joke around about how they have to go wake me up whenever it's time to punt, because I've been sitting on the bench so long. But I've gone from a 82 punt season, I think, my freshman year to this year through 8 games. I've only had, I think, 21 punts, and so really it's just kind of staying focused and whenever I'm asked to do my job, to go out there and do it.
What's the specialist world like? Because people don't realize while the teams over here are working on offense and defense during a game week, you guys are either on the other practice field or in the stadium if the team is on the practice field doing your own thing. What's that like?
It can be very lonely at times. No, I'm kidding. We have a great group of specialists, and Coach DeForest has a set list of things that he wants us to get done every day, and then, we know our bodies better than everybody else, and so we know what we need to work on, and we know when enough is enough or when we need to start kicking more, and we have a competitive group of guys, and we all like to do our best. We go over there and get our work done, and sometimes you got to kill a bunch of time, sometimes you don't have any time, but it's definitely been a fun experience.
Coach, talk, if you would, about Matt Fodge and how he's grown as a punter since he's been here.
Well, just named this week as a finalist for the Ray Guy. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And deservedly so. We've asked him to be very versatile this year. He does some of that rugby punting, and again, he booms it at times, and he's done a nice job on the pooch. So he's been real productive for us. He's been a great leader. He works extremely hard, very cerebral person. He understands, does a great job holding, and just does everything we ask him to do. And he's been a great player for us, and we're very excited about him and his future. And I think he should finish very high. He may win that award. I mean, if you look at his numbers, he's pretty productive.
Still to come, second half highlights when Inside Cowboy Football continues in a moment. Back with Oklahoma State head football coach Mike Gundy as we continue to review the Cowboys' 59-17 victory over Iowa State. It was 28-10 at halftime. You start the second half with a touchdown scoring drive that Kendall Hunter finished off with a 36-yard run. Take us through that play, a little option.
Well, we put a series together in the locker room that we wanted to execute to start the half, and the assistant coaches on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively, I've been very pleased with the way that they've approached the second half. And we wanted to move fast, go back to a couple things that we had success on in the first half, and then hit them with a couple things they hadn't seen. And then we got the option play kicked to them. We had 2 great perimeter blocks, and Kendall made a nice run, got on the boundary, and was able to take it into the end zone.
How about the defense's play in the second half? Your thoughts thoughts on that? Iowa State only with that late touchdown to get on the board at all in the second half.
Yeah, our defense played very well in the second half. I think Coach Beckman challenged them in the locker room. We were scheming over there offensively, and I heard him challenging them, becoming a better tackling team and continue what they started. And I think they bought into it. They understood the importance of it, and they were able to be disruptive and tip the ball and force some turnovers. And when you do that, then defensively you have a great chance.
Later in the second half, fans on hand at Boone Pickens Stadium were treated to the longest touchdown pass play in Oklahoma State history. 95 yards, not to Des Bryant, rather to Jeremy Broadway. Play that looked like it broke wide open. Take us through that one.
Well, they got into a man coverage, and they had a safety in the middle of the field that was free. And when the ball was snapped, you can imagine which side he ran to. Ran right over toward Dez, and Zach did a nice job of recognizing that. We had good protection, and Broadway ran a great route. And we talk to those receivers all the time about you never know when it's going to come your way. Obviously, Dez gets a lot of attention and he gets a lot of passes because he's been very productive. But we've asked him to be ready when their time comes. He ran a great route and he reached down and caught it. The ball really wasn't thrown very well, in my opinion. The ball was down around his knees, which is a difficult catch on slant. But what I was proud of Jeremy is not only getting to that point and being ready for the ball, but when he got it, it was over. He took off and he was flying. So I was really happy for him. It's his mom's birthday.
And finally, late in the game, Artrell Woods gets his first reception of the year. Just an incredible story with what he's had to overcome, and a standing ovation from the fans.
Well, and deservedly so. He's had ups and downs ever since that injury, and he's not quite as fast as he used to be, but he's worked hard in practice, and there's times he's gotten a little discouraged this year. I mean, that happens. The emotions that go through your mind when you're 21 years old, and he's handled it, and he's now learning to be a part of the team and what his role is, and he'll get better and get faster as we go. But it was really, really a great feeling to see him catch a ball. He's come a long ways.
First and 10 Cowboys. Robinson throws it in the right flat, caught by Pettigrew to midfield, spins off a tackle. Robinson takes a shotgun snap, swings it out in the left flat, caught by Bryant. Blocker in front, left sideline 40, and he pushes his way through a would-be tackle. Robinson takes a snap, runs the option right, pitches it to Hunter. Right side to the 35-30, breaks a tackle, 25-20, 15, 10, 5, pistols firing. 14 minutes left in the third. Austin Arnaud gets the snap, hands it off to the tailback, and he is smothered in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Zach takes the snap, runs the option right again, cuts back to the 25, still on his feet to the 30. Iowa State with 7 men near the line of scrimmage as Zach takes a shotgun snap, throws over the middle. It's caught by DeMarcus Connor to the 40. Snap back, ball down, the kick is on the way. It's plenty long, and it's good. Cyclones 2 for 9 on third downs. Arnaud takes a shotgun snap. Back to pass, throws under pressure, over the middle, broken up, incomplete. Zach gets the snap, drops back, fires over the middle, caught by Jeremy Broadway. He may be gone. Broadway to midfield. Good night, Vienna. 96 yards for a touchdown for Jeremy Broadway. Arnaud gets a shotgun snap, hands it off to Scales up the middle. Big hit at the line of scrimmage. Arnaud in the shotgun gets the snap. Blitz coming, handoff up the middle to J.J. Bass, and he's smothered for no gain. 2 receivers left and 1 right. Arnaud gets the snap, chased, sacked for a 6-yard loss back at the 38-yard line by Jamie Blatnick. Toston in a 1-back set as Robinson gets a shotgun snap. It's the option pass, throws it deep over the middle for Damian Davis. He makes the catch at the 20 and is tackled at the Iowa State 11-yard line. First and 10 Cowboys from the Iowa State 12, and Zach fakes a handoff, rolling out right, dumps it off short to Pettigrew, crashes through 2 tacklers at the 8 and takes the ball inside the 5 and tackled at about the 1. Cowboys have come out on fire in the second half. Robinson closer toward the corner of the end zone, and the pass is being juggled. Who got it? On his back in the end zone. Touchdown! Des Bryant wrestled the ball away. Out of the eye. Arnaud gets the snap, hands it off, and smothered for a 1-yard loss. J.J. Bass, second and 10. Robinson hands it off. Bo Johnson left side, darting around to the 35, to the left sideline, to the 38, and knocked out of bounds at the 39. From the Iowa State 11. Hand off to Bo Johnson up the middle, cuts to his left to the 5, and he goes untouched into the end zone. Pistols firing, touchdown Oklahoma State, Bo Johnson. We're back for a final time on Inside Cowboy Football with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. Next up, another one of those big games on the road to Lubbock, Texas to take on Texas Tech.
Well, our players will be very excited, and I mean, you talk about a team that's had a lot of success now, and had traveled to Texas a week ago and play a very, very good team that we feel like has got a chance to win it all unless somebody knocks them off. And now you got to go to Tech, and Tech's got it rolling right now. But we go back to work on Monday as a group. You know, both staffs have to work extremely hard, work tirelessly to come up with a plan. Our players have to buy in. They have to work all week. Got to study tape. They've got 8 wins. They're playing for a lot right now, and they'll be very excited. We'll look forward to the game. It should be a great opportunity.
For head coach Mike Gundy and our entire Inside Cowboy Football crew, I'm Dave Hunziker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.